Yeah, so welcome back. We are looking at the position between Matthew Kanegeni and Tricky Ricky. These are really strong players. Both of them have presented the country many times. Matthew Kanegeni, the bespectacled Anaconda, really one of the stronger players in Kenya over the several generations. And you're here with Gorilla Mehul Gohil himself. Content now, he has qualified into the final phase, really making it the phase a little bit more difficult, but giving great potential to Kenya to do better in the AAGs. Again, just before we continue the analysis, please take note that in the live chat window, you can see a chat window at the bottom of this screen, and if you make your comment on the chat, then it should pop up there right away, and we are able to respond to some of your comments as we go along. So please feel free to post a comment, and what we will do is every so often we will look at some of the messages that you've sent, and we will we'll try and respond to those as we go along. So Mehul, just take it away.
Yeah, this I've just come back from the playing hall where these final games are going on. Oh man, the atmosphere there is tense. It is not a joke, man. These guys are sweating, and basically a lot of things have happened. I think Singe at one point had what looked to me a clearly technically won position, but George Mwangi has put up a really staunch defense to keep his hopes alive. Singe is only a pawn up now in a rook and knight endgame. It is by no means won for Singe. So Singe still has to work for his spot. That particular game has a big implication on this other two heavyweight encounters going on boards 3 and 4. One is Gitinji Hinga or Ben Guku versus Gitinji Hinga, where Guku has an advantage of a pawn. Both guys are very good endgame players, some of the best in Kenya.
Yeah.
So that's a very interesting thing. Guku has made some progress by liquidating at least one pair of pawns from the queen side to get a passer, but it's still very complex. It's a double rook endgame. And then we come to this complex clash between Ricky Sang and Matthew Kanegeni. Remember, all these players are in must-win situations.
Yeah.
So they're really fighting. There's some big fights going on. Now, if you look at this position, things have evolved since here, but it's good to take a look at what's happening over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe just for the sake of the viewers, we don't have a DGT transmission right now. So what we are doing is we are capturing the images. So there's a bit of a delay. This image is about 10 minutes old, and every so often we'll make an effort to update new images so that you can see this. And at least it's as close to live as we can present to you at this moment. In future, of course, we'll make progress. So actually, Mehul, I'm thinking that instead of this window, what we can try and do is to just improve a little bit and just share our whole screen with the viewers, and that way we can go through some of the videos. So give me one moment. We change to the screen so they can see our photos, and that the photos that you're looking at of the various boards, and that way we can go through a number of them.
Sure.
In a quick way. So let's but even as we go that way, maybe you can give us an update on this. We are looking
yes. So now if I take a look at this position, there are a lot of complex features in this particular landscape of this Ricky Sang Kanegeni bout. So for one thing, if you just have a quick look at it, Ricky's C2 knight and rook on A1 seem out of action, whilst Kanegeni seems to have a compact pawn structure and he seems to be active. And outwardly, if those were the only factors, he would actually be better in this position. There's just one small detail which is now changing the evaluation. That's the Kanegeni rook on G4. Now that rook, if you notice, is sort of trapped. Like maybe H3 is coming in, then what's going to happen? He's going to be forced to sacrifice the exchange. And as I've just come back from the playing hall, that is exactly what has happened. Ricky has managed to trap that rook, and has won the exchange. And now the thing is, by picking the knight on g4, Ricky no longer has that passed outside passer of the h-pawn, which means, okay, maybe Kanengeni has dynamic compensation for the exchange down. It's hard to say. According to me, this is still a fight. It's still unclear.
But that's quite unfortunate because we found what looked like a defense for Kanengeni for
Yes,
the rook.
yes,
We thought
yes.
maybe what should try was
Maybe knight e7.
knight e7, which
Yeah.
was a pretty strong move. And the idea behind it was, yes, you can't immediately play h3 because the pawn on g6 will just fall. And g3 will just fall.
I think way it looked to me, Kanengeni did play something like that, because then h3 was played and then bishop e4 seemed to have been played. And I don't know whether Kanengeni deliberately gave away the exchange, because as I pointed out, my abstract thought was, what happens if you decide to give away the exchange but get the light squares? So
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
I
But
don't
I
know.
also felt that bishop e4 wasn't the end of the line because there are still many possible interactions, and maybe we'll see how that went. We'll talk to them. You also mentioning a little bit earlier that you were looking at the game between George Mwangi and what can I say? Philip Singe.
Yes.
And you're saying something went wrong for singing.
Yeah.
Maybe you can
Yes.
see if you can find the position that you had in mind before, and then we see if. Let me see if I can find for you that position, and then we can see with the viewers whether that option in fact existed. So I think I have the position just now. Let me just put it on for the viewers to see.
All right. So I think this was the position maybe some 15 minutes, 20 minutes ago. As you see, George Mwangi was struggling here. Singe was controlling a lot of squares here. He was very active. It was not, and you see, look at that pawn structures back, or George Mwangi's queenside pawn structure, complete mess.
Complete mess.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now things have changed. Now he's just 2 pawns to 3 down on the queen side. He has rectified his pawn structure.
Wow.
Yeah, it's basically he has an A and B pawn, pawns on the A and B files. And okay, technically, okay, Singe is a pawn up, and he's better, but you can't say he's winning.
So
it's not lost for Mwangi. So his game is still alive.
What's the piece balance now?
It's just now it's a rook and knight versus rook and knight endgame with a extra pawn for
on the queen side.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a feeling that may be winning, and I think I see what Singe did here. In exchange for the win of a pawn, Mwangi must have given.
But I think
maybe he had been patient.
According to me, he could have extracted a lot more from this position.
I actually agree because, again, viewers, you can see, yes, pieces look equal here, but both Mehul and I agree that this should just be losing for black. And why do we say this? If you look at the 2 pawns that are sitting on if you look at the A file, A7 and A6, they're double and isolated. Then you have an isolated pawn sitting on C5. These pawns will 100% fall. So a very simple plan, for example, exchange everything, leave the king and the pawn, and you just win. Other possibilities, of course, it's not that easy.
Yeah, but possibly this is just, it's typical of Singe's style. You see here, he has to calculate their complications. He likes things simplified as much as possible. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe we can also take a look into some of the ladies' games. I think the one that should be of great interest to us is a game between Mongeli Sasha, women FIDE master, and Lucy Wanjiru. I think Mongeli is fairly safe, but Lucy needs to gain at least a draw out of this position. And let me see if I can put it up for the viewers as well. And once we're able to do that, then maybe we can also just see what that portends. So this is women candidate master Lucy Wanjiru playing against women FIDE master Sasha Mongeli. I must say both of these ladies are extremely strong. The first round, the recent Olympiad in Batumi, paired against an opponent whose rating was above just about 2100, and both of these ladies had fantastic positions against 2100 rated players. In fact, I remember Lucy was winning. I had just lost my game against Grandmaster Dragan Kosic. I had a better position going in, really past the time control, but well, a disaster happened. So in my pain, I walked over to the ladies and was so fascinated and excited to see Lucy's position. Then I saw the opponent make one sneaky move, threatening to fork, but in time trouble, Lucy missed something, and the one position just became a lost position. So really strong players, Mehul. What do you see in this position?
This looks like a balanced endgame to me. Chances for both sides. Lucy has got this mobile central mass. She can come f4, e5, controlling d6. Rook is well positioned on d1.
Maybe not entirely mobile. I have a feeling that there's a chance.
It's hard to. If let's say Sasha plays e5, she makes her bishop go bad on f6. The b5 bishop doesn't have much scope. Okay, there's the passed c pawn. I think it's a balanced position. This is a balanced position.
Okay, so black has a bishop pair.
Yeah,
and also the passed c pawn, but in exchange the
this is possibly looks drawish to me,
because the pawn can be blockaded somehow.
Yeah, I think a draw is good for both of them.
A draw is certainly good for both of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the psyche is. They may choose to fight on. I'm not sure.
I'm just trying to look at that score sheet. Have they reached move 30? They're about to reach move 30.
Maybe we'll see the update and see.
Yeah.
Fine, we can look at another ladies game, and let me see if we can find. I think Esther Winch is another strong player. She finished third in Kenya National Chess Championship 2018, and Esther is in a must-win position. I remember that in the first round she gave a walkover, and if we can just quickly go to her game and see, this is again not the current position, I must tell you, because we don't have live board transmission, but just in a fairly recent position. This is, I think the game is between, if I remember correctly, it's Esther Winja was playing, let me just try and remember what that was. Esther Winja was playing Madelta Glenda, and again Madelta has had a fantastic tournament in this this round. She's a revelation, really. It's not somebody I'd heard of before this tourney, and well, she has gotten some decent points, losing I think to Sasha Mungeli, and drawing with WCM Lucy Wanjiru. She beat Obonyo Cynthia and Mutisia Julie, and yeah, I don't think it should be a very easy win for Esther, though Esther is a very strong player, as I said. Mehul, what do you think of the position we have? I think the viewers already have that position.
Yeah, this one looks, I would say, Esther Judy seems to look better here.
What's the balance of the pieces? I can see we have the two rooks, bishop and the knight.
This is certainly more active.
Actually, she's a piece up. No, she's not a piece up. She's a
rook up, isn't she?
Is she?
She's a whole rook up.
She's a whole rook up, okay.
Yeah, so Madelta, I think she needed just a draw.
Yeah.
Now I think she's on her way out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Easter is certainly required to win.
Yes, I think she's on her way out. This is clearly one for Easter.
All right. Maybe another game that we want to have a look at is Daphne Mikali. And again, I think Daphne was playing... who was Daphne playing? Mehul, do you remember who Daphne? Mabul Kawa, yes. Mabul Kawa. That was
another new
name, and who has also done very well, we were saying, and we thought it would be a really
so I think easy. Daphne is also one of those in a must-win.
Yes, and so we can have a look at, let me see if we can bring up a position, and this, ladies and gentlemen, again, we have to tell you that it is a few minutes old. Once we take a break, we'll get you the latest one, and latest position in some of these games, and we see where we are. So, yeah. I think we have that position, Mehul. I don't know if the viewers can see it. I think they should be able to see it.
Well, I think Daphne is certainly in cruise control. She's a pawn up in this knight endgame. Her position is harmonious. She should win.
Yeah, I would imagine. And again, to the
and a king, yeah, it looks good for her.
More active king.
King can penetrate all the way to h5, attack the king side pawn structure. Yeah.
So it's looking good. It's instructive to mention that in positions like this, it's estimated that a knight.
It's almost like a king and
almost
pawn.
Like a king and pawn. Yes. There's some exceptions.
That's what
that you must be aware of.
Mikhail Botwinick who said that.
Yes, yes. And I remember that in I think my round 5 or 6 game in Batumi, we went down into a knight and king end game, and I really struggled. However, one of the key differences is that you can give up your knight for a couple of pawns.
Yeah, I think
resulting.
The best game I had in the one Olympiad I played in, I had a disastrous board 1, but I made amends at the last round. I was paired against this FIDE master from Nepal. I think he was rated 22-37. We liquidated down to a king and knight endgame. So it's one of my memorable occasions, and I actually trapped a knight in open board.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like I played my knight move, and it's an open board, but anywhere the knight goes, it can be picked. So my king just slowly comes to pick it. So it was a nice finish I had. So.
And in fact, Mehul, one of the things that I was very happy to note is that Daphne ate her bananas. If you witnessed the earlier videos, she had 2 bananas set there.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of Sam Shankland during the Tata Steel Chess Championship 2019. And Sam Shankland, a really strong grandmaster, I think he's a current US champion.
Yeah. He's now at 2700 plus.
2700 plus and growing. I mean,
he's just he came out with an award-winning book, which I would like to get my hands on.
What is it?
On pawn structures. I don't know. It's like. Small steps, giant improvement, something. It's won a number of awards.
Mehul, I found I had a book, Pawn Structure Chess. I just found it the other day. I was clearing up my store from university days.
Yes.
And maybe we'll trade. I'll get you a girlfriend book. I give me a Pawn Structure book. You see what happens. Maybe we'll become strong. It's good for the country. Now, Shankland, the reason I was giving this story is that every time he came with an apple and an orange and a banana, and he never touched them. And it was quite interesting, and it was picked many times. And I'm happy to see that Daphne was copying Sam Shankland. And well, she ate both her bananas, and perhaps that's how you end up upon up in a position like this. Okay, so is there any other interesting game you have not looked at that we really need to look at? Let me.
Maybe I can sneak back into the playing hall.
Well, maybe what we can do is, yes, there's this game that was taking place between Hilary Sagwa and...
I'm not so sure. Okay, well, white is definitely winning here.
Well, the viewers cannot see it yet. Let me just see if I can get to the viewers. And then once we're able to do that, we can also see if we can update the positions. And what I will do is just see... Give me one moment. Yeah, I think we have the position now.
Yeah, I think this should. All right, so according to me, this is one of those other games where both players have a mathematical chance of qualifying. White looks completely won to me. The pair of pass pawns on the queen side should do it. Despite the opposite colored bishops, remember there are rooks present, and that bishop of black is more like a pawn, a big pawn. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just winning. Hilary Sagwa, again, one of the strong players. I think we have to watch out for these guys. I think,
yes.
did you play him?
I played him in the Rapid, which was held just a few weeks back. And I think we met in round 1. He was basically beating me, and then I won on time. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and again, I was just mentioning that Hilary Sagwa was playing the semi against Grandmaster Slim. And at some point, the Grandmaster, partly because of time, but also because Hilary had played very well, he offered Hilary a draw.
Yeah.
And Hilary took about 3 seconds, considered, and said no.
Yeah.
Then the Grandmaster was shocked, and so was I, because I was covering this live. And he says, no draw. Then just to check, this is no draw. It's just like Anish Giri asking Sam Shankland, you resign? Yes, because it was an interesting position where Sam Shankland resigned and Tata still went in a completely drawn position.
Yeah, I think this lower echelon players just below that so-called Lions and Top Dogs, they need to keep playing the Kenyan Lions and Top Dogs to improve to the next stage.
You mean the Kenyan domestic cards? We have to study much to become lions of some sort. And I want the newer players to hear Mehul speaking like this and take this as motivation.
Yeah,
because
just the same way the Lions in Kenya now need to go for those 2200 and 2300 players to improve to the next stage. That's how overall improvement. Kenyan players move on to 2200, they bring the other guys above 2000 and so on. We start moving ahead.
Mehul, you've been playing chess for many years, and people have not had an easy time choosing chess as a career. Do you think that the monetary aspect of chess now justifies putting in some few more hours in chess? Not for us, really, our time is gone, but for the upcoming players.
Well, first, chess has no age. Maybe some of these Kenyan top dogs over 40 might hit the sports pesa jackpot and then decide to do 5 hours of chess a day, and suddenly you see them at 2300. Basically, you see, I've seen the National Federation, the current one headed by Bernard Wanjala and his team, are making some serious efforts to try and make chess like a profession, like somebody can make a living out of chess, and that's a very good thing. They're going very aggressively for the junior structure, and also the top seniors are having the best time of their life. There's more tournaments, prizes are lucrative like never before. Also, in the league, we have seen top clubs like, let's say, KCB, Equity. Okay, it's not like you're not going to become a millionaire, but they're giving a monthly stipend, paying you for every game, upcountry.
I really hope the mic is capturing this, because for KCB, actually, you can see I'm wearing a KCB shirt. Now, I must say that KCB, we and the KCB Sports Club are a great partner for chess. I'm not, this event, as a disclaimer, is not sponsored by anybody. This is just Mehul and I making something work right now. But I'm wearing this not by accident, but KCB was our sponsor to the World Chess Olympiad. Certainly without KCB, I'm doubtful that we would have made it the far we did. And I must say that because of contribution by such partners, KCB, Equity Club, and many more partners coming into play, chess becomes a bit more profitable. In the last 3 months, I've made almost $2,000 from chess alone. So really, I'm saying this because...
And you still want to borrow my chess books?
Of course I want to borrow your chess books. For a doctor, that's well, but if you're just starting out as a campus student or whatever it is, that would be fantastic. It would get you through a year of school.
Yeah, I think now is the time if you're like, let's say, in your teens, and chess is a game you're getting addicted to, and it's something you have big interest in, to really start improving, because compared to what it was for me in my junior days and now, man, if I had the stuff, kind of infrastructure which I have now, I think I would have already been 2200 by the time I'm 18, man.
Well, I was just mentioning that, for us, what we had was to sit down, the two of us, no master anywhere, not even a candidate master.
And in fact, 2 tournaments in a year, no rated tournaments, and
it was tough.
Yeah.
And when you say tough, it's not that long ago. Just 5 years ago, that's the kind.
That's
right. I got my first rating 2 years ago. And it was 1700. So I've just managed to garner a couple of points in the last couple of years.
So if we have all these Kabuyes and the Milton Kiharas, if within the next 5 years they don't start making the strides and taking over from the top dogs, You've really lost a major opportunity.
I didn't want us to lose this point on the place of chess right now in society, because in Turkey now, about 10 years ago, chess had a few players, I think 5,000.
Yeah.
Right now, chess has 875,000 members. I kid you not, it's the top sport in Turkey.
Yeah, that's right.
And FIDE has also had a transition.
Yeah, I remember we were as I said, I was in the Istanbul Olympiad, and I used to just, especially on my free day, move around the town and be in my national team uniform as such. And I attracted a lot of attention. They knew that the chess Olympiad, everywhere I went, the chess Olympiad is happening. I even think I went to one of these main streets, the main tourist attraction streets. Yeah. It's called Istiklal Kadesi, where all the main shops are. And these restaurant guys pulled me in. They gave me free lunch,
because of chess.
Tea. There's a special Turkish tea. Yeah, because I was playing in the Olympiad.
You know, I'm really interested in bringing Ben Guku back in here because we had a chat with him, and Ben is brilliant. Not just in chess, but just his work ethic and everything he does. I think he's a great asset wherever he goes. Unfortunately, while we were streaming, it wasn't. I think we had some technical issues, and so it didn't go live. So I hope I can bring him back in. I hope he wins so that he's in a mood to talk to us about it.
I think he's winning.
So you think he's winning?
Yes, he's winning.
Wow. So we see.
But it depends on how the mathematics go. He might offer a draw, but he's definitely on top.
All right. Game. Okay. So FIDE has also undergone a transition, and now there's a new team in office.
Yes.
Arkady Naidish, if you remember, he was Deputy Prime Minister of Russia.
I think that's,
and the chairman of the FIFA World Cup.
I think there's wonderful things happening. Now we have it's been decades that we had these dictators called. We used to go and visit aliens in the spaceships and so on.
I wouldn't want to go through that.
Yeah, but now I think the World Chess Federation is very strong
and promising.
They've got some excellent team. We've got the likes of Nigel Short. Yeah. We've got our own
Victor Bolongan,
very own Bernard Wanjala as part of the FIDE team. And things are happening. So this, if you're young and you're ambitious and you're actually addicted to the game and you're eager to go, now is the time.
And I got Chess Kenya Secretary General John Mukabi here. I don't know that it got online, but he mentioned that FIDE is looking at ways of going the FIFA route where the federations actually supported financially. Yes.
And I think they've already started doing that, right?
Well, I'm not sure. In
some sense, they've already started making some. You can see small changes, and I think, especially this year, there'll be some major changes coming in.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna request you to put in your chat comments. If you put in a chat comment right now, you see that chat window below Mehul's face. Mehul, look down. Yes, so down here. Yeah, this is put in the chat. It comes up live, and we'll try and respond to any chat messages that you send our way. Because I know you're interested in the game, so you're going to see where we are now, see if anybody has made any progress, and certainly don't go away. And then finally, one word, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button. This way, when we start live streaming, you don't have to send the link everywhere. You get immediate notification. Sounds good? Keep it locked. Don't go away. We are going to be with you shortly as we get for you an update. In the meantime, perhaps I think we can get to leave you with the most recent video of the playing hall. I think